Good evening, my friends, and welcome to the first episode of Riven 2024. Did the best puzzle game in history just get the best remake in history? That's what some people are saying. I have had literally nearly a dozen comments on my small corner of the internet asking me to play the Riven remake and play it soon because it is apparently that good. And I'm really looking forward to it. Apparently, a lot of the puzzles are different. A lot of the areas are different. People are calling this a kind of... No, they're not calling it a spiritual successor because it is a remake. It is the same story. But, and this is for all of you lore heads out there, in the canon of Uru, Riven and Myst are games that are literally video games that exist in the Uru universe, right? So the fact that Riven 2024 is slightly different from Riven 1997 kind of makes sense because they're both video games in the wider meta canon. We'll probably be discussing that further in the chat, but with that, let's start. I'm excited. I really am. Okay. Many ages, infinite truths.
Thank God you've returned. I need your help.
Thank you very much for the resub, Justy.
There's a great deal of history that you should know, but I'm afraid there's no time to explain. Most of what you'll need to know is in here.
Great.
And for reasons you will discover, I can't send you to Riven with a way out. But I can give you this. It appears to be a linking book back here to Deni, but it's actually a one-person prison. It's the only way to capture Gen.
That line has been re-recorded.
Here. Once you've freed Catherine, I'll come with a linking book. She'll know how to signal me. There's a very good chance, if all this goes well, that you'll be returned to the place that you came from. Until we meet again, take care, my friend.
Huh. So, Atreus is linking off elsewhere. He's linking off elsewhere into a book that he's just locked. Oh, that is a retro-looking hand, isn't it? I think I would prefer that hand to be always visible, actually. So I might fiddle with that option later. Incidentally, for those of you who are fans of Riven, we're not going to be taking anything for granted in this playthrough, right? We are going to be running on the assumption that almost anything could be different to the first time we played through this. So, you know, do bear with me if I do seem to be spending a lot of time pontificating about something that should be obvious to someone who's played this before, let's say. I'm absolutely certain we're going to get tripped up on things that are different. Whilst we're waiting for the loading screen, Justy303, thank you very much for the resub. Resubbed at tier 1. You've been subscribed for 13 months, apparently. Time really does fly, doesn't it? The 3D models are definitely better than in the Myst remake. I think they needed to be, in honesty, because the 3D models in the Myst remake, they don't need to get used very much, do they? Whereas this has a lot of characters. Well, I can tell immediately we've got something, we've got a ventilation hole that we didn't have before. Hello, sir.
Isirap. Mutika bukuan ay. Isirap. Mutika bukuan ay. Bukuan ay. Isirap. Bukuan ay. Bukuan.
Give me the book! Give me the book! It's weird being able to look around. I keep expecting I keep sort of feeling like it's a fixed perspective, but of course it's not. We can't actually walk yet, though. And this is the bit that in our original Riven playthrough we totally missed and glossed over, is the fact that that person just broke this. So there we go. The first step is not always simple. Take your first steps on the Age of Riven. Now, somewhere around here in the original... Oh yeah, there he is. Press the tab key on your keyboard to open or close your satchel. Don't worry, incidentally, he is just taking a nap. He will be gone later on. Oh! Oh, wow. Excellent. Well, as is tradition, we... Oh! That's pretty cool, isn't it? As is tradition, we're not going to be reading the journal in episode 1. We're going to have a wander round first. Journal is much more an episode 2 kind of activity, right? Give me the options. Give me the graphics interface. Smart cursor visibility. It will hide the cursor when you're moving or inactive. Disabling will show your cursor most of the time. Good. That is indeed what I wish. Thank you. Perfect. Well, the controls on this are certainly different. That looks like it should slide over, doesn't it? And that kind of looks like a handle. But I wouldn't particularly want to pull this, because you get squished between those two if you were to pull it too hard. I'd expect to sort of push it from this side. But it looks like there's a drivetrain attached to it, so maybe I shouldn't be fiddling around with it at all. Ah. Ah, no, we can't jump down. My character model does not have a jump, which, you know, sets this game aside from Quern, of course, which notably had a jump that you couldn't really do anything with. You tripped up sometimes. Press the escape button to open the menu. Fine. You got tripped up sometimes thinking you knew how to get to other places, then realizing you couldn't go those ways. You can see him napping in the original. You can, apparently. I totally missed him in my playthrough, but someone later told me that that is indeed the case. Now, someone did explain to me what each of these are supposed to be. I don't remember what that one is. This is Gen casting Atreus down into the starry expanse, which is an event that happens in the Book of Atreus, and is around about, I guess it's around about 20 years before the events of Riven. We're chopping down the forest to make pages for our Lincoln books. This is Gen writing all of the peoples and animals and plants into the world. And over here we've got... Ah, it's just Gen being worshipped by a bunch of people. And in this one, you can actually see through... Oh, we can see a spinning dome through the open door. That's cool. We have a first-time chatter, Everdoon. Welcome to the stream. If you remember correctly, the first one is showing all 5 of his guilds that he formed on Riven. Oh, great. Thanks for that. Yeah, one thing I saw in the trailer is that we literally have, like, cracks in the ocean. Riven is falling apart so much. Now... Hang on, wait a minute. This is different. So, what, we're not going to sneak under this time? We're going to pull the hinge out of the door instead? There we go. So, yeah, don't expect to get given anything for free, I guess. Very useful chain and lock. To be fair, there are quite a few padlocks out there that can be thwarted by removing the hinge from a door. We must have looked at these fish so many times, expecting something with them. But no. Okay. We have Everett Topanga in the chat. How is the remake treating us? Well so far. Well so far. Now, I tell you what, conspicuously, there's a room missing here. that is usually here. So I think we're going to have to try and make this work first. There's also something up there as well. So yeah, the order of operations is going to be a little bit different. But no, I'm enjoying it so far. It's a really pleasant... I think it's graphically very pleasant, for sure. Deni Mama says, I watched a little of someone else's play this, and he seemed to think some of the mechanics changes they made were to make it easier for those playing in VR. I can press Z to zoom. That's good to know. You wish it was middle click, like Quern. Gotta love that sliding stone door to the temple. So let's see. So we've moved it round one. So yeah, we need to move it round one more time. Move it round one more time. I mean, the fact that we now have free look, and we're going to need to be very careful with this as we progress through the game, because like things like this up here on the cliff, you could easily miss, right? Now that we've got free look, it gives a lot more scope for the designers to put in puzzles that wouldn't really have been feasible before. But some puzzles are not going to be feasible with the free look, right? Most notably, I'm really not sure how the animal puzzle is going to translate to free roaming, because the animal puzzle kind of relies on forced perspective. Right. So that room is locked out. Okay. Guess we hit the button again. Like the spinning dome. We saw the spinning dome through the window. So maybe we get to the spinning dome first now. Well, we certainly don't. Well, there's one more orientation to try. So far you've squeezed in a quick playthrough. Your general reaction is that the changes are about 2/3 good, 1/3 bad. So we've got one door there and one door on there, yeah? So let's see where that's going. 2/3 good, 1/3 bad. I'll take that, right? Because if you start tinkering around... I mean, like, for a remake... The thing we've got to remember is, for a remake, this game is being ludicrously well received. Like, this... The response from the community has been one of... Aha, there we go. I'm going to open that up. Right, so we are going to get to the dome. The response from the community has been so positive, right? Like, probably more positive than... probably more positive than Cyan dared to dream. And when you're tinkering around with something like, you know, a masterpiece like Riven, you know, this is like remaking Ocarina of Time, you know? This is like remaking... This would be like remaking the original Half-Life, you know? You have 2 decades of game design sensibilities that you need to catch up on, whilst producing an experience that's going to still be pleasurable for people who are fans from 25 years ago. basically entirely impossible. And the fact that so many in the community have said, do you know what? It's totally great. Ah, brilliant, we've got another door opening up as well. Excellent. So many in the community are actually saying, do you know what? It's totally great. Like, yeah. Huh. Well, I tell you what, none of those appear to be yellow. So... So how are we going to open you up then? Yeah, it's definitely hitting you with the... It's definitely hitting you with the... Oh, you know how these work? That's not how these work. Very early, isn't it? It's also holding the button down a lot longer than the button used to be held down. So it definitely doesn't want you spamming the button trying to find the answer if you don't actually know the answer. On the other hand, though, what are the odds, do you reckon, that that's the answer? Huh? Because we do have that on there, and none of that's accidental, right? So maybe. So Jaffra says, for me it'd be closer to a 7-8 neutral or good, 1/8 meh. It was way better than I expected, and I have very little to criticise. Basically like two things or so. D&D Mama says, one thing I've been really impressed with is that for all the changes they made... What's going on now? Is that the train coming back? For all the changes they made, the aesthetic is really intact. They were very careful to maintain the most iconic images, very respectful. Yeah, that's really important. The vibe has to match, doesn't it? Star Shadow would give it a 7 out of 10. Way more change than I was expecting them to be. My main criticism is the lower difficulty in general, says Trank. Way easier and more accessible. It has 93 positive reviews on Steam. They definitely have pleased the community. Okay, right, we are going for... There we go. Turns out I was right. Boom. Like and subscribe for more premium puzzle solving content. Actually, having said that, I probably should say, as this is episode 1, if you'll forgive me a brief plug for the channel. If this is episode 1, we're about 20 minutes into the episode now, I reckon. I don't know, I've not really been keeping time. But if you are enjoying the episode so far, and you're enjoying the chat, and you want to see more of this playthrough, if you've watched 20 minutes, statistically speaking, you're probably going to watch most of the playthrough. And that's just what the historic data tells me anyway. So, yes, so if you're still here, please consider leaving a like and a subscribe. The likes really help, and the subscribes obviously are great. That's really loud and not doing what I was expecting it to do. What's going on? I am stuck. Oh no, I can move now. What? What? Yeah, okay. If I was enter the starry expanse. Wow. That was not what I was expecting to happen at all. That's mad. This would also be the point where if I was playing this in VR, I would be like, nope, get this off my face right now. I'm not doing this. What is this? It's doing something. We hit the button. No. Maybe I need to load up all 5 of them. And then I'll get something. What are you doing? I was sitting here in anticipation that you opened the dome. Whoa. Do you know what that looks like? A Serenia spirit, doesn't it? It looks a bit like a Serenia spirit to me. Okay. Well, one dome open, then. Oh, hang on. We have a button. Oh, it is a Serenia spirit. Okay. So, we can move the globe around this way. Oh, no. Oh, we're moving. Right, I see. We're moving with that. Ugh. So, are we in the centre of Riven, then? No. This isn't Outer Wilds. Riven's not on some tiny little planet. But yeah, okay. So... if I... go here... Oh no. You've moved totally the opposite way that I wanted you to. Well, let's move along this way then. So if we move to there, and then rotate ourselves like this, and then back along here, there we go. We can go out a different exit. Ah, except we can't because we need to open the bridges from the other domes. Okay, fine. So as we open the domes, we effectively open what might be the slowest fast travel you've ever seen. Wait, hang on. Yeah, right. So we move along here. Then we need to rotate it up that way. Oh, we have beacons. Ah, we have flashing lights. Wait, that one's already got flashing lights. So we can get to this one? This isn't the way we came in. This certainly isn't the way we came in. Oh, no, 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 no. We don't want to retract the bridge. Hello. So yeah, if there's no way off the first island... Ah, do you know what? Maybe this is forced. Maybe this is a forced path. Because obviously... we can't get out of the stone door inside the temple. So actually, maybe the way the game is trying to push you is into the dome. Maybe, maybe. Okay, let me just catch up on the chat quick. D&D Mama has to go, but we'll definitely catch the rest when it goes up on YouTube. I will see you in the comment section, D&D Mama. Thank you very much for watching. Star Shadow X2 says it's not actually an ancestor, but Everett Topanga is unsure, looking for confirmation. No, we just meant it looks like an ancestor rather than a spirit, but it's probably neither. Shroomfy is curious as to how gravity works in here. It kind of just remembers whichever way you're standing, I think. The stone in the centre is the same as the cyan logo from the startup. Oh, that's cool. Quern protagonist could have jumped that. Yeah, probably could have done, to be fair. Quern protagonist can't jump anything. Right, let's load you up, whatever you do. I got this thing here, which is very much like a dial, isn't it? That looks very much like a lighthouse as well, so... Oh! Well, that definitely did something, didn't it? Is there a chair in there? Yeah, it definitely did something. Okay. Something happened. Things are happening. Okay. Now we're expecting to see 5 domes, right? Okay. We'll ponder about that a little bit more later. We're expecting to see 5 domes. We've got 1 dome there, whose lights aren't on. We've got a dome there, whose lights aren't on. We have this dome here. That's the one we came in from. We've got the one that we're currently connected to, and we've got a dome down here, and their lights aren't on. So, if the intention is to leave via a different dome, this appears to be the only option. We have got a button as well still. Ah, we got a dark flow raid. Welcome in, dark flow. Welcome in. How was your stream? What happens in the starry expanse stays in the starry expanse. It does. It looks like a lighthouse's Fresnel lens. Yeah, agreed, agreed. can't just drop us off at the end of the game at the start. That doesn't make any sense. And you can totally see the other islands from where we are. I'm glad that your stream went well, Darkflow. We have unlocked an achievement. I didn't quite see what it said. But yeah, okay. Well, maybe we're going to speak to Catherine really early. We can also just have a wander around. Do you know what? I'm really loving this. I'm really loving this. This is genuinely really surprising me. Okay. Classic puzzle here. If it's anything like the previous game, the seed for that code won't have even been set yet. So there's not actually any way to get lucky with it. Does anyone remember what this one looked like? I think it kind of looked a bit like that, didn't it? It was something like... It was somewhere around there. Oh! It tells you what it's looking for. Does it? Maybe we sort of lucked into it. We were pretty close anyway. So yeah. Do you know what it feels to me like? When we're in the dome, are we... What I was going to suggest is the starry expanse like in the center of Riven? When we're in the dome, are we actually traveling to the center of the planet? And that's why it appears that we're sort of in the center of mass of everything. But looking at this, you can clearly see that actually you can see right the way underneath the bottom of the dome here. So I don't think it's that. But also, I think it's super duper cool. And this is sort of about the decay of Riven, isn't it, right? Because when you write a linking book, the linking book will always return to the place it was written, even if that place is now right up in the middle of the air, because wherever it was written has clearly collapsed and fallen into the sea, I guess. Interesting detail. Once you get it, you got it right. How did Animal Well go? Animal Well was really good. Yeah, we beat the boss. He took us a couple of attempts, but yeah, Animal Well, really good game. I would give it a recommend. Absolutely. One of the better Metroidvanias I've played recently. I think we'll go back to Animal Well and do some secrets gathering at some point. Get some more eggs and see what we can get. Is that a little observation platform over there? Oh, I just nailed it on my first try. There we go. Well, this doesn't look ominous at all, does it? Well, this is a new puzzle. Okay. You found that gap in the rail way faster than I did. Thank you. Okay, let's check out the ladder. GG's, well, I'll be here for the secret gathering. In the meantime, I'll have to leave you. Don't want to get spoiled on Riven, but have a nice stream. Oh, yes, of course, Darkflow. You're still playing through Myst right now. right? So yeah. Let us know on the Discord how your Myst journey is going. I watched some of your audiobook adventures on your stream the other day. And yeah. It's good. OG Myst. You found this quickly, but missed something else for like 6 hours. Fair. I mean, this game sometimes do be like that, right? Like, you know, in our Riven playthrough, we do have a couple of episodes that are particularly rough. Episode 10 will certainly go down in history as like the most pointless the most pointless episode of the Riven Let's Play, considering that we achieved nothing in episode 10 of our first playthrough. Oh, hello.
You made it. But how did you get past Gen?
We were too fast for him.
He's doing. He's watching you. He's waiting for you to make a mistake. You can't let Gen get back to Deni. Find the moiety. They have the book.
Mm-hmm.
Be careful.
Okay, cool. Find the moiety. Huh. That looks like one of those details that's sort of like, why would that be there if it wasn't important? Not that there can be anything particularly about, like, passing her or anything, because, oh, can we steal some fruit? Because we could literally just pass anything through these bars. Look how wide these bars are. Okay. But, there's a ladder here that we still can't get to. And, the stranger's arms are not quite that long. You finished your Myst playthrough Monday. You're going on holiday in a week, don't want to start playing Riven if you're going to take a long break in the middle. That is probably reasonably sensible, I think. Can we? Ah, do you know what? Guys, if this were Quern, we'd be able to jump up and grab onto that ladder. Interesting. Maybe it's one way. Maybe we bust through there on our escape, climb down and jump down rather than jump up. But yeah, okay, interesting. Find the moiety. So, this obviously, if this is a forced path, and I'm starting to get the impression that it sort of is, this definitely introduces the plot, let's say, of Riven very early in comparison to the original. Because in the original, you are kind of dawdling about Riven, sort of not really sure what you're doing, or why you're here, or how you're going to give Gen this book. Because that's really all you need to do. Rock up to Gen, give him the book, job's done, right? So, but yeah, but this obviously introduces the moiety much earlier than you would have it in the original. Okay, so we can rotate this round, but it doesn't seem to have much of an effect. There's the hole in the thing coming through. I'm just kind of wondering if there's like a perspective element of this, but I think maybe we come back to here later. Okay. The water is so inviting. It absolutely is, you know. I would very much like to go and see, well, yeah, this sort of azure water at some point. We don't have water like that in the UK. Certainly not. You get the remake's designers are really proud of the free movement. However, I'm happy to have my head locked so I can see video. To me, the sacrifice in CGI character quality isn't worth the feature of you being able to spin around while a person is talking. Oh, this started up again on its own. Okay. I will admit, I have got very used to the live action characters, you know? And there's something about Robot Rand that doesn't do justice to the original Rand Miller's acting prowess, you know? Like, we want original recipe Rand. It's all I ever wanted. And we've got a new first-time chatter in the chat, Zig da Goat. Which island number is this that you visited? This is island number 2. So we have. So this is episode 1 of our playthrough. We have been through the first island that we get deposited on, which I believe is called Temple Island, is it? So we've been on Temple Island, went into the Pentagon room, did some spinnies, got to the spinning dome, opened that up, went to the starry expanse, came out here. That's pretty much all we've done so far. So, yeah. Now, there is at least one more other door that we've opened up in the Pentagon room, which will take us to the main dome. But we've not been in there yet, and that's where I'm heading now. But, yeah, so far... Incidentally, right, these buttons, they look very, very similar to the monorail buttons from the first game, so I'm going to assume they're to call this thing to you if it happens to not be pointing in the correct direction. So, let's get on here. You've seen my playthroughs, so you know that I don't need hints, but obviously with the Starry Expanse, a brand new game, I am super thrilled. I am super thrilled that we are getting such unique puzzles. I will admit, right, what I thought when I heard, oh yeah, there's going to be some new puzzles in the Riven remake, I thought that we're talking along the lines of, oh, congratulations guys, there's a randomizer mode, we did it, you know? I was definitely... What's the word? managing my expectations, let's say. But to be fair, you know, if they did a Riven remake of the same quality of Myst 2021, with all the same puzzles as before, and they just made it modern, I think I would have been happy with that as well, you know? But this is going way beyond my expectations so far. I think we're going to have a really good time playing this because it's so... It feels so fresh and new again. Looking back, you think the original was trying to convey that Rivenese ocean water is actually blue. You didn't get it until the remake. I see what you mean. Right, okay, I see what you mean. That the water itself actually is blue, not that it just looks blue because it's reflected from the sky. Understood. Now, we've opened up this door here. To get out of that door... to be honest, these windows, I'm gonna say... like they make this room a lot easier because we faffed around in our playthrough for quite a long time before we even realised that there were 5 exits to this room. Well, if I actually go and... oh no, that's a shame. Alt-tabbing out removes the game audio. Well, that is a bit of a shame because we like the game audio. But yeah, somewhere here, if we look at our original notebook, somewhere here I've actually got some notes basically being like, yeah, well, this needs to point in this sort of direction. Where is it? Where is it? Huh, maybe I deleted that note or something. It's going to be one of the really early ones, but hey-ho. I guess I must have deleted that note, because it was pretty early back in the day where I wasn't actually saving all of my notes. But, yeah. Hashtag @Cyan, can we have game audio continuing, even if we alt-tab out, please? Because, that's really disruptive for the recordings to have the audio stop whenever you click onto a different screen. Cyan definitely made changes that made the world make sense and fix a lot of plot holes in the original. Plot holes, Trank? Blasphemy. Blasphemy. There are no plot holes in Riven. There is no war in Ba Sing Se. Oh, I see, I see. We're going to get the colours from the windows. Well, we can see that window from down there, almost certainly. But you know what? We could probably see it from here, to be honest. We can see it from here. Perfect. Well, my friends, we have got the first note that we're going to make in Riven 2024. There we go. What a momentous occasion. Souffle loves Avatar. Initially, I likewise thought that new content was going to mean something like when the children's breakfast cereal announces that it's a shape or colour or whatever. Yeah, adding could be. Yeah. Yeah, I was very much kind of just not. I was not expecting too much. Well, okay, so we're going to get all of these colours. We're going to get all of these colours straight up. All right, time to make some notes, guys. Time to make some notes. Yeah, I'll DM you later. Okay, here we go. So let's get our notebook up. So we have got this is, well, this is this island, right? Temple. What makes you say that you'll get the colours? Nothing. Nothing. Who knows? Who knows what these symbols mean? They could mean anything. They could mean tree. No, it's not called Tree Island. It's called Alcatraz Island. I mean, it's literally just pointing to the island, right? I mean, okay, we've played enough Rem to know that that can't be a guarantee, because pipes can obviously cross over each other. So we're going to put a big question mark on this one. But, crater? Question mark? Do I like drawing in Miro? Yeah, it's okay. I'm not going to rate it right now, though. I don't have time to go to the App Store. That is the Overwatch Island. What's it called? Map Island? Map Island? Question mark. Yeah, no rating until I get sponsored. I did a TikTok once. Which was from my what was the game called? Chance of Sonar playthrough, where someone asked, this will be Village, where someone asked, what software do I use for that? And you know, and I said, and it's all recorded and blah blah blah, and I added Miro HQ in that video, and they liked it. They didn't comment or anything. I'm like, ah, come on. Oh, what? Ah, no power. No power. But look, it is the 233rd. Huh. Right. It kind of reminds me of one of those candy machines where you put your coin in and you twist the thing and the gumballs drop out at the bottom. But I guess that's kind of what we're going for. All right, down the stairs we go. How are you going to get the colours from this? Well, I don't know. Well, we'll see. I guess we'll find out later. I mean, the colours may well be different. Like, I'm not going to rely on any of my previous notes. And to be fair, those symbols might not even be colours anymore. So, you know, as I said, we're not going to take it for granted. Hey, look, we got a giant hole in this cliff right here. As an aside, Everett Topanga has been to Alcatraz. It is a worthwhile visit. Interesting. You have a hunk of concrete on your desk from Alcatraz. That's kind of fun. You have a hunger concrete. I know I've asked this twice already. Oh, you're banking on old notes, got you. No, I'm not. No, I'm certainly not banking on old notes. I am hopefully wise enough to realise... Oh, hey, it's this room. It's just been moved. Nice. The second scariest chair in all of the Myst franchise, maybe. Gen does have a penchant for good throne work, doesn't he? No. I'm wise enough to appreciate the fact that we do not want to be making assumptions based on things we understand from the first game that might not even be true anymore. Right, so that's just raised that bridge up. We don't want that bridge raised up. We want that bridge down. Or do we want that bridge up? Hang on, which bridge is that? That is Forest Island in the background, right? So no, we want that bridge down, surely. If this bridge is up, that's going to be well pointless, because we're not going to be able to get down, we're not going to be able to get on there. What would be the purpose of doing that? Okay. For the record, I'm assuming that this is going to block our path and not do anything useful for us. But I want to check that that's the case. Off we go. Gen and Cirrus would have loved chair designs. Gen and Cirrus, they are gentlemen of impeccable taste when it comes to interior design. Let's be honest. Gen, like, did you see those rooms in Myst, right? Somehow on the top of Channelwood. Yeah, it's not that one that's just been pushed up, I'm pretty sure. You know, on the top of Channelwood, Cirrus, he's just got a little flat, like properly decked out in mahogany and stuff. Oh, guys, I don't think we were supposed to do that. Oh no! Collateral damage. Cause the Boiler Island bridge to collapse. Oh, but my fast travel. How am I going to fast travel between Crater Island and Temple Island now? Okay, never mind. Oh dear. It's very funny in some respects, isn't it? There's a lot of in-jokes so far, I find. Well, we're not getting any further around that way. Someone's getting sued for that. Well, here's the thing, right? I've come to Riven, as the stranger, I've come to Riven with one task. That task being to ruin Gen's day. And all of his subsequent days. So, you know, whether that be by flagrant property damage or literally just imprisoning him in a book forever, c'est la vie. We're rolling with the punches right now. Okay. What is the point of doing that? Well, there's no jump button still, so we're definitely not getting up there. Huh. Okay, let's return that bridge to how it was. Because we have the door open on the other side of the temple, so we're gonna do that. But my game designer sense is tingling to tell me that you don't put a random suspension bridge somewhere without it being a purpose to have a suspension bridge there. Like, why? Why would it be there? Yeah, this is not where the chair is. Yeah, if only there was a magic star hole we could travel through. If only there was a way. If only there was a way that we could get to the... yeah. Not sure if I was just not doing it on purpose, but you can run with shift or caps lock. Yes, I am kind of not doing it on purpose, because partly I don't want to miss anything, but also partly I don't want to make myself sick. Welcome to those of you who are new to the channel. I suffer from motion sickness on first-person games. Is this a curious choice of hobby for someone blessed with such an affliction? Yes. Yes. But I just love them so much. I just love these first-person puzzlers so much. But yes. Playing with physical limitations. I'm getting ready for a new second part in which this becomes a tower defense game. The literal game changer is about to come through. Oh dear. Okay, yeah. Have any of you guys played any games by Daniel Mullins, who is an independent creator that I highly rate. Highly, highly rate. You know, there are some people out there, you know, solo developers that really tip over that scale into what I would say is actual genius, right? And I would say that Daniel Mullins, like Lucas Pope, like Jonathan Blow, you know, actual genius. He's done 3 games so far, and all of them are certifiable bangers. The Hex is a little bit mid. Inscription was amazing. The Hex is maybe a little bit mid. Pony Island was brilliant. And all of his games have these excellent meta-narratives about video games. Kind of think like Undertale, and how Undertale was sort of meta-narrative. Daniel Mullins' games are all like that. They're all fourth wall breaking. They all play around a lot with genre. In the Hex, one of my absolute favourite levels is where you have to start using cheat codes in the game, but the game only allows you to have 2 cheat codes active at a time. But the game is actively trying, or the ghost in the machine, let's say, is actively trying to stop you winning this game. And so it's putting you up against unfair odds, which you're countering with using cheat codes. And you've got cheat codes like infinite health, infinite damage, infinite movement, blah blah blah, but you can only have 2 codes active at a time on your turn. So it kind of forms this kind of weird meta strategy game. And I mean, the Hex changes genre like 3 or 4 times during the game. So really just a absolutely unique gameplay experience. Start with Inscription if you haven't played any of his games. It is the most recent one. It is codified as a... I mean, I suppose I should probably preface all of this with a big spoiler warning, but Inscription is very much codified as a roguelike deck builder, kind of a bit like Slay the Spire. It's got a lot of Magic the Gathering references in it. It's got a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh references in it. So there's a lot for people who are fans of those games. A lot of in-jokes and stuff. But that is not how the game progresses, right? It makes modifications during the game, let's say. And I won't say any more without spoiling it, but it's a real experience. Is he the Stanley Parable guy? I do not believe he is. It wouldn't be a Cyan game without a little train. It really wouldn't be a Cyan game without a little train. Tiny trains in the chat, my friends. We're on our way. Here we go. Tiny train! Okay, Jungle Island, here we are. Jungle Island? No, Village I called it. Village. Do you know what? I've just had a thought, right? The crack in the ocean. It's not like a physical crack. It's going to be because that's where the hot springs are, the vents or whatever, isn't it? Because the water on Riven is repelled by heat. Brittle brown leaves arrive on Jungle Island. Wow, we can go to the other side. We can go to the other side of the train. Okay, here we go. Ah. Another one of these, eh? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. What have we got here? We've got some bait. We've got some traps. Those are frog traps. I mean, the thing we've got to check, right, is... I mean, if you know, you know, right? But, like, probably not. Let's drain this, because I can see to the bottom of the water. Is there something I'm supposed to be seeing in the water, which I can't see when that's going? That would be my presumption, but we'll go with that. Trank says I'm correct. I was not paying attention to what I was correct about. Let's go down first. Ooh. Yeah. We've got to... Oh, about the heat water. Yeah, cool. We've got to sneak up on these guys. Hey. Forbidden penguin. All right, let's wander off. You can't believe the names that people give. Someone called these pelicans. Wait. Did hang on. I'm going to be dangerously close to realizing that I don't know what a pelican looks like. Hang on a second. Pelican? Oh, I guess it does look a bit like a pelican. So a pelican, is that like a kind of heron? No. No, herons are much smaller. Okay. Do you know what? I should stop talking. What's this? Oh. A new perspective. Discover a strange moiety device. Oh. It's a butterfly. But also... Wait, what? No! No! Oh, this might be the first change that's going to get a big downvote from me. You can't give us an inventory. That's not how Myst works. You're not supposed to use inventory items around the place. Okay. I don't know. Let's see how it pans out. But this is gonna have the same effect as the Eye of Truth in Ocarina of Time, right? Where it's like, is there any downside to literally just wandering around with this out the whole time? Because how do you know when you're supposed to be looking at something with it? It's the blue crystal in Quern. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Doesn't quite... Yeah. Okay. Let's hold off on judgment for now. Let's see how it's integrated into the puzzles. This won't trouble someone like you who has querned a lot. Oh dear. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, we've got another one of these, eh? Oh, hello. Aha, hello, hello. Right, yeah. Well, there we go. Thank you, incidentally, for the tip on just being able to pull R to bring that up. You love Quern. It's one of your favourite games. Quern is good. Quern is good. It's hard. It's hard. But yeah, no, it's a good game. And the fact that it's... Ooh, that's new. And the fact that it was also a solo developed project is incredibly impressive. And that creator has a new game coming out fairly soon. Well, I say fairly soon. Now, it's got a demo out, though. Dimhaven. I've not played the demo. Right? In exactly the same way that I hadn't played the demo for this game. My policy is, I like to try and do blind. I like to wait until the games are actually released. To the extent, actually, that I prefer to wait for the game to actually even be out of early access as well. I tend not to buy games that are released on early access because it depends on the game and it depends on the project, but there can be a lot of changes between an early access release and the finished product, let's say. Quern, you never heard of it? Oh yeah, no, Quern is good. It is quite it's pretty heavy on the locks and keys rather than codes and clues. But it is, there's a lot of inventory item work to it. but it is very good. It captures the feeling of Myst very well. It captures the vibe. So, yeah, I would definitely give it recommend. The Dimhaven demo was also very good. Excellent, excellent. Won't look at Dimhaven until it's released. Don't want any spoilers. Yeah, I think that's very reasonable. And I will be in a similar boat on that one. You know, so I will also look forward to seeing it once it's out. The other game that I am super excited for is Neyah. Neyah? Neyyah. That is such an exciting looking project, and I'm so hyped for that game. Okay, we're going to get to the school before we even need the tiny sub. This is like traveling to like a parallel dimension version of Riven. Whoa, okay, what if, bear with me here, right, multiverse, the Riven linking book. Oh, you could have Riven and Riven 2024 in the same continuity as each other if you're willing to accept the fact that multiverse Riven, right? There are other Rivens out there with other gens trapped on them. Maybe when Catherine... Okay, spoiler alert for some lore. Maybe when Catherine was fiddling around with the Riven descriptive book, adding knives everywhere, she accidentally created an age 37B situation where actually there's now an alternate universe version of Riven and an alternate universe version of Gen living on it. Hashtag theory confirmed. Quern is all about environmental clues. No, I mean that's correct. It is very environmental in its clues, but what I mean is that you have an inventory stuffed full of like keys and magnets and cogs and pots and all sorts of things that you need to use effectively as keys in the puzzles. You know, that's all I meant by that. Hopefully Neyah will come out at all. Oh, you don't like my theory very much. No, that's fair. My theories do verge on the wildly controversial sometimes. I am going to take a screenshot of that. Now, here's a thing. Now, I said that we weren't going to take anything for granted in this game. But realistically, what do you think the odds are that they would have at all changed the letters or numbers of the Deni language, right? Ooh. I like it. I like it. So this is how you get around the problem that I literally just stated. How do you get around the fact that you don't want to wildly change the canon, right, by changing like the lettering and numbering of the Deni language, but you still want it to be fresh and new for people? Well, what you need to do is you need to change the number puzzles so that people who can read numbers don't get that spoiled for them too quickly. So let's see if I can have a remember. Do we cheat and look at our notes from previous, or do we try and do it from memory? Well, this is very famously the number 5, right? We can get that from the box. Is that a 0 or a 1? Hang on a second. So that's a 3. I remember that. That's gonna be 5 plus whatever that number is. That's going to be a 6. Do you know what? It would help if I was using a colour which wasn't terrible here. So that's a 6. That one's the 5. That one's a 3. This one I think might be a 2. 2, 1, 7. Probably. Dunno. Let's try. 4 is easy to remember. Yeah, we know that one. That's 3. Yeah, time to go back to school. Right, it is 1 rather than 0. So that's fine. So that's a 1. That makes that a... No, that makes that a 6. That's going to make that like an 8, I think. And it's probably a 2. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, because 4 looks like that. And that's all you need to be able to count up to 24. So that's kind of it. Now, can we make any things about how then the... I'm going to assume this is Moiety numbering, or let's call it Rivenese numbering. So you've got 1 coming out here, you've got 3 coming out here. Well, yeah, but then hang on a second. 2 is looking wild by comparison. So that's an interesting one, isn't it? I tell you what, Cyan does like a good weird numbering system, doesn't it? Because you've got the one that I could never really get my head around was the one in Abduction. Because I think that was base 4, if I recall, but it was like, oh, it was on like a 3x3 grid with lines that you have to like intersect and things. And I never really got on with that one. But yeah, weird that 2 doesn't really naturally sit between 1 and 3. But, and then 4's not present. 5 is then here. 6 is here. Five, 6. Like, if you went something like 1, 2, 3, like I could understand that. So like 2 doesn't fit into that pattern, but like 1, 2, 3, then 4, 5, 6 would kind of make sense. But yeah, I really don't see how 2 would fit into that. So let's not worry about it until we find a puzzle that needs it. Yeah? Because it's incredibly possible, it is incredibly possible to wildly overthink the stuff that you need for puzzles like this.
Terekoi Deni, Kibayem Revat, Alroyem Betik Tavom, Gabodonagayem.
Tell you what, those holograms are looking great now, aren't they? He almost looks solid. For some reason you got the abduction one much faster than this one, possibly because the cash register lets you go through all the possible numbers. Yeah, I mean that's pretty fair. I really like the fact that abduction gave you an out on that puzzle, the fact that you can use the cash register to give you the translation that you needed. Although, for a puzzle that kind of mechanically didn't really make a lot of sense to me, because it's kind of a little bit like, hey, find the number that you need, and then the way will magically become available to you, right? I mean, I don't want to spoil the puzzle for anyone, but yeah. Well, looks like the villagers are not going to let me in right now. So, that's that. Now, what we do have, though, is we have 2 animal puzzles. No, not animal puzzles, like totems. 2 totem puzzles that we can go back to. And look at with our lens. No tiny sub for us, though. Okay, okay. Let's just check that there isn't any hidden messages on here. No, okay. Oh! Oh, hang on a minute. It's not the number 2. Aha. Do you know what? Nice addition. I like it. Okay. Yeah, it's not the number 2. It's not the number 2. The number 2 looks like that. Okay. Well, good thing we didn't go and check our old notes, otherwise we'd have been robbed of this experience, wouldn't we? So that's not the number 2, which is great, because that doesn't fit anyway. Let's just have a quick reminder of how the village's numbering system actually works here. Zig to go. I hated the abduction villain number rubbish. Yeah, that's fair. Okay. 1. 2. 3. It doesn't quite go that far, is it? No, it's more like that. That's a 3. 4 looks like that, and then 5 is this number here. Donk. Right. We do have a 0 somewhere as well. But yeah, so we've got 5 there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, or is that 6? No, wait, what? No. Because that's 6. Yeah. Then we've got 7. That's 8. Yeah, that's 8. 9 is going to be like that. And then... I think that's then 10, is it? Yeah. Look at it down there. That's 10. That's 10. Cool. Right. I'm sort of remembering how this works now. So then 11 is going to be like this. So maybe 0 is literally just an empty square. Yeah, maybe 0 is just an empty square. Okay, we might not need any more than that. Right, let's call that 10 then. Yes, that's 8. That's 1. We're happy with that. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's your 10s column, your 5s column. So that's 3. That's 6. Right. So let's see if we can actually now get something out of this. Increasingly larger squares. That's true. Oh dear. I had it right before though. Are you sure? I don't think I did. For those who know math better than me, is this a true base 5 system if there's no 0 in the rollover to the second digit? You are correct, Everett. Technically, this is going to be a base 25 numbering system, not a base 5 numbering system. Oh, really? Oh, okay. It doesn't ever come up in the games, but we do have a 0. Fair enough. I don't think 0 is important in this game, but yeah. No, I think this would technically be a base 25 numbering system because Gen's 233rd age is written as... Oh, I think it's something like... I think it's like the 98th, isn't it? I think it's written something like that. But this is actually 233. Someone will correct me. Someone will correct me. Because I don't think that's correct. But it might be. Oh, 4 goes from bottom right. Oh, 4 is this way. Yeah, okay. I've drawn that the wrong way up. Might be more like that instead. We can check it on the game because 4 is not very well written there. We can certainly see 4 on here. Probably quickly enough. I don't know. Of course, it's never actually going to give you... Oh. Well, there we go. We got it first time. So yes, you're actually right. It's the bottom right hand one. Really nice idea to have that as a slightly rubbed off board in the classroom. I really like that addition. That's kind of cool. We got a new first time chatter, Dives, in the chat. How fortunate. That was quite fortunate actually. Yeah. Pretty pleased with that. The 0 character is more important for multi-digit numbers. Yeah, which aside from the 233rd age, doesn't really crop up. Okay, so what can we get? Can we get anything out of these numbers at this point? Right. 1... Okay, so we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, right? And let's put them out and see what we've got. So 3 looks like that. 4 we don't know. 5 is up and down. 6 is up and up. Like this. 7 we don't know. 8 is like a double down. And 10 is like a double up, double down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, like, if I were to make a guess at something like that for 2, you could say, well, it's rotating around that way. And then you could say that it's like, well, then 4 then has 2 blades and it rotates round that way. And then 7 will be like a double that side. 8 is double down. 9 is double up. And then 10 mirrors 4. Like, that would fit. Like, it's a pattern. It's about as good as any pattern that we're going to get without further information. So maybe we'll get lucky, and that's... Maybe we'll get lucky, and that'll be it. Okay. Oh, been watching my YouTube since I began Myst 4. Well, I'm glad you made it to the stream. So today is actually a bonus stream for Thursday. We don't usually stream on Thursdays because it's not the day I usually stream. I was ill earlier on in the week and wasn't able to stream on Monday, which is our usual evening to stream. So, but I was really excited to stream because I didn't get a chance to stream on Sunday. I won't have a chance to stream this Sunday either. I've got a pipe. And so... Oh, it's watering the tree. Interesting. And so, you know, I just wanted to get an extra stream in. Deni would write base 10's 50 as 20 with an actual 0 character. Yes. Wait. 50 would be... Hang on. It's base 25... I don't know. I need to go back to my notebook. But I'm glad you guys are in agreement with each other. Oh yeah, of course, we've also got a path up here, which we totally haven't even looked at yet. Yeah. Well, before we go to the path up there, let's see if this totem here has any paint on it as well. Ah. I see. Well, here's the thing. That doesn't actually line up this time, does it? I mean, well, we can make them line up. But do you know what though? Less about the fact that do they line up. More about the question of what number is that actually showing then, right? Okay. Harmony in the chat. Excellent. Harmony in the chat is what we all strive for, right? Huh. Now, maybe I've just got animals on the mind, but does that look like a mouse to anyone else? This thing, we spent ages trying to get like good perspective on this thing. Like, look at it. Look at it. Catherine has been doing all sorts of nonsense on this age. Yeah, I don't think that's supposed to be there. What? That's a bit ominous. Okay. tell you what, these butterflies are all painted, aren't they? Or maybe the paint is just made with butterfly wings. So we've got another totem here. So my best guess at the moment is you line these up, and this and where those line up tell you something about a number on them. But we shan't worry too hard about solving it perfectly straight away. We're also not going to go and ride that immediately either, because we have a lot to explore here. Should we go to the village first, assuming the village is still in this direction, of course. Those are some big leaves, aren't they? Check that out. That's really interesting. So it's like, it's a whole plant, but the whole plant is one leaf. That's such a unique idea. I don't think I've ever seen something like that. Oh, there he is. Nice. Oh, we can walk up closer to it, can we? Okay, I'll bear that in mind next time I'm there. I was having trouble getting off that path, to be honest. So I thought it was a kind of guardrails sort of situation. Oh, there's some classic music there. Might want to do it now instead of later. Okay, sure, we can go back and do it now instead of later if it's like a time-sensitive Easter egg or something. Oh, okay, we can get off the path there. Oh! Total collapse is imminent. Investigate the strange breach. Okay. So yeah, it's the starry expanse. Cool. Yeah, the stranger is very particular about stepping off sidewalks. Well, you know, you don't want to step on the grass, right? The one-leaf plant is probably a grammatical error by Gen when he wrote Riven. I love it. That's such a good idea. That's really cool. Okay, well, here we are. I wonder if we'll get to explore more of the village this time. Because in Riven, it really looks like you should... Oh! There's another drawbridge! In Riven, it always really looked like you should be able to get up and explore more of the houses, but there's a drawbridge which is up that prevents you from doing that. And, I thought I was going to fall in the water there for a second, but no, I'm just Houdiniing it. Okay. Not much can be done there until they let me into the village. Yeah, missing an S. It's like, yes, and the trees have leaves. I regret that the game removed the part in which the parent grabs the child and runs away from you. Shall we go from this side? Hello. There's a little Easter egg there for people who've played the original. I do wonder how many people... I mean, obviously, if you've played Riven and you love Riven, which, let's be honest, is most people who've played Riven, because Riven is an amazing game. Arguably, greatest puzzle game of all time. Maybe on the shortlist for one of the best games of all time? Question mark. It's going to be on the shortlist anyway, let's be honest. Obviously, if you've played it, you're probably going to play the remakes. The remake's really great. Accounting for the fact that maybe you're a lot older now and you don't have time for video games so much anymore. Wow, they put an actual path here. What a cheat. But I wonder how many new people are going to discover this series for the first time because of the strength of this remake, you know? I wonder. It's certainly, like Myst, the thing that put me off Myst for the longest time is that Myst has a reputation for being hard, like really, really hard. But you know what? When I played Myst for the first time, it's not as hard as it was in my mind, you know? Well, we don't have anything in here. Like, I feel like its reputation for being a hard puzzle game outweighs the actual difficulty of it, you know? And so I wonder how many people there are out there who would actually probably play and enjoy Myst and Riven, but have never tried it because they don't think it's for them, you know? Shortlist, absolutely. Riven was harder than Myst. Riven is harder than Myst. That is absolutely true. Once you find out the tower in Myst, you can really do it all until the underground tram puzzle. Well, the underground tram in Myst, you can also brute force just by drawing a map, to be honest. So it's, like, it does have a... It is a puzzle, obviously, but it is also a question of navigation as well. Yeah, when Myst was released, there was nothing like it. So at the time, it obviously would have been very hard. That's true. Only puzzle in Myst you don't like was the maze running. You need to understand the sounds from Mechanical Age or trial and error the sound meaning. Yeah, indeed. However, the only puzzle I don't like inside Myst is Clock Tower. Ah, Clock Tower. How do you say that, hey, we're going to introduce click and hold as a new mechanic that's not going to be teased anywhere and not going to be explained anywhere, and that's just it. You know? Is the button in the same place? It is not. It is not. So, in our Riven playthrough, we actually found this button really early. We got very, very lucky with finding the button. And I guess we're not going to get that lucky this time round. But I tell you what, is there a clue anywhere? You never found the clock one hard, you just held it down right away. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I did the tram with a map, 100%. You would love to see if Myst could reboot this series. It would be great. Like, I think there's a lot of potential in this series. I think there really is. It's better if you don't find the button this early. Oh, in the original. Well, I mean, finding the button early didn't really do very much for us, because yes, we got to the spinning dome early, but we couldn't do anything with the spinning dome. Like, we could open the spinning dome, but we didn't know the code to get into the book. And that's all there is that's up there. And we never realised that you can go down that elevator. Oh, Dive's never found the button. Okay. Yes, there is a button in the original which does let you sort of sequence break it a little bit. No, I didn't take the elevator. Well, I didn't realise there was an elevator to take. But yeah, it would be a really interesting... I think it would be a really rare playthrough that found that blind. And you know what? Oh, we almost did! We almost did as well! Oh, we're going to hang on the back of this, are we? Okay then, well, let's go. In the OG, it pops up after you go through the other way. Yes, so you can see where it is. There we go. We've got these heating tubes. Oh no, our perspective is locked in. We can't look around. You saw a streamer get angry when he found the button, thinking that you needed it to progress. I mean, to be fair, I thought it was a pixel hunt, right? Like, because, I mean, when we played Riven just over a year ago now, I was pretty new to this genre, and I know that these games have a reputation for, like, hiding things. And I thought it was a little bit of a, oh, how are you supposed to find that blur? But I'm glad we found it, right? I don't think I would describe myself as getting angry as a result of it, but yeah. A tree falls, a page arises. Make it to Boiler Island. You found the ride to feel a lot less exciting. I tell you what, when you're designing a game for VR, less exciting is better. Definitely better. Well, my friends, I think this is going to be a perfect place for us to wrap up episode 1 just at the start of a new island. Okay. So we've discovered a lot so far this game. I think we're going to really enjoy this remake. It's very familiar, but it's very new, and I really like the new stuff they've added so far. So I'm really interested to play it a little bit more. This water does look quite opaquely blue, doesn't it? Almost a little bit, you know, you probably wouldn't want to swim in that. It looks a little bit toxic blue, doesn't it? Right, if you are watching this on YouTube in the future, thank you very much for watching Riven. This has been episode 1. If you are interested in seeing more episodes of Riven, do please hit that subscribe button and you will be notified when more episodes come out. We're going to be streaming these on Monday over on the Twitch. They're going to be up here on YouTube on Fridays in general. This episode is going to go out on a weird day of the week because we're not doing a Sunday stream, but don't worry about that. These will usually be on a Friday. Do consider leaving me a subscription. I will see you very soon. Have a great week, YouTube. Bye for now. Okay. I had a lot of fun today. I had a lot of fun. So, we beat Animal well at the start of the stream, which I really enjoyed. Really great Metroidvania. I would give that